Hello, everyone. I'm Al Neely with ListenUp Podcast, and we're in season 4. And today we have the executive director of the Tidewater African Cultural Alliance, Rita Addico Cohen.
That's right.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
Wonderful. I am so happy that you came in. I've been following you for several years now, and
Wow.
your performing arts and your events are amazing, and it covers so much from the performing arts to culture to mental health, and it's very refreshing.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the Tidewater African Cultural Alliance. You are the founder of that.
Yes.
Okay, it's a nonprofit,
Yes.
and it was established. Why?
All right. Well, so in order to answer that question, I have to go backwards 4 decades
Oh my. Okay.
or more and give you a little bit of my story and how I'm here.
Okay.
So, more than 4 decades. Let's do 5+ decades.
Okay.
When an African American couple came and visited Accra, Ghana. That's where I'm from. And they met my parents, and they really took a liking to my father. And when they learned about the difficult life or the livelihood in Ghana for people who are not of the upper class, because in Ghana we have classism. We don't have racism per se as a social issue, but we have classism. So if you're poor, you're definitely going to stay poor and probably get poorer unless someone from the upper class helps you. So we were from the lower class. And again, this couple from Virginia Beach came, and they then decided to sponsor my father to come to this country. Back then, the whole immigration process was so much easier than it is now. And so at that point, I was an infant.
What period was this? What years? What decades?
I want to say, early 1970s.
Okay, got you.
In Ghana. So because I was an infant, so. And so at that point, which would have been 1973, 74, the plan with my parents was that he would come first, make a way for us being my older sister, my mother, and myself. And they thought within a year, 3 years, everything will be fine. Well, it took almost 8.
Wow.
So I do remember my father coming home-ish in my memory one time, but I really don't have an active recollection of it because of my age. So my conscious memory of my father began when I was almost 9, when we came here.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. So of all my siblings, this makes me feel so sad. I have the least time with my father because my brother was born here when I was almost 13. My sister was born there. My father was with her until he had to leave when she was about 4. So she really knows him, even though he was gone. Anyway, so to get back to the story, when we came to this country, I noticed that there were a lot of Africans, Nigerians, Ethiopians. I loved it. But I also noticed one thing. They never intermingled. Kind of like on the continent at that time, Nigerians stayed with Nigerians, Ghanaians stayed with Ghanaians, Ethiopians with Ethiopians, Kenyans with Kenyans, etc. So even as a little child, I was like, no, this is not right. We need to do something about that. And then I began 4th grade here.
Where'd you live? What city and what schools did you attend?
I was in Norfolk in the, Greenfield Farms neighborhood.
Okay.
And I went to Suburban
'Kay.
Then I went to Norview Middle, then Norview High, and for my junior and senior years in high school, I went to Norfolk Academy on a full academic scholarship
Wow.
because of a soccer coach at Norview who said, "You're wasting your time here." And now, in hindsight, I disagree. I was in all the gifted classes. Sometimes I was traveling on behalf of my school, representing them for different things. And it wasn't until my own children were actually applying to college that we learned that the counselors actually prefer to get kids from inner city Title I schools, whatever have you, who have really, really done well for themselves under those conditions, rather than the same type of student who would then go to a prep school where almost everybody else is supposed to be that way. So it was interesting learning that. But going back to the story. So having been here for most of my life, I then realized also that especially Hampton Roads has such a rich connection to the continent of Africa as far as African Americans. Because the first documented...
Yeah. Africa is a continent, folks. It's not a country.
Thank you.
You know, that's...
Yeah. That's
many countries.
Many. 54,
very
57.
Rich in history, culture, natural resources.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. So the first documented Africans coming to Hampton, being from Angola, and then by the 1740s, the largest group of Africans taken from the continent were from Nigeria, specifically from the Igbo people. So...
Can I comment on those things?
Sure.
These are the things that kind of touch me.
I would think so.
So when we talk about taking people from the African culture, it was mostly from the West Coast. Is that correct?
Yes.
So Nigeria is located on the west coast of the continent of Africa. Okay,
Yep.
just a little commentary
Absolutely.
in terms of learning. Go ahead.
No, I appreciate you saying that, but
Okay.
I also have to say that the reach not only stayed in the west, but it went all the way to the southeast to Zimbabwe.
Yes.
And that blew my mind when I found that out.
Right.
And I just have to take a moment to say this.
Please.
Because what would happen is, let's say you were captured in Zimbabwe,
Yes.
you had to walk for days, weeks, sometimes months, all the way to the west.
Right.
Nigeria, Benin, Ghana, and there were slave castles
Right.
they were like cookie cutter castles that were created by the Portuguese all along the coast. Same in South America, by the way.
Yes.
They look exactly the same.
Yes.
And if you somehow made it on that trek, then you were taken to one of those castles, then you were put into the dungeon. In this room where we are, there would be at least 100 people who would eat here, sleep here, use a bathroom here.
Right.
And then the hole that you have is about this big, up in the ceiling. That's how much air all of you had to share.
Yeah.
And that was what happened in those slave castles.
My.
That took a turn. Okay.
Yeah, it did. So many things went through my mind, and I'm going to talk about a few of them. That's okay. First of all, the first Europeans that really began with the slave trade were the Portuguese and the Dutch, right? So
Yes.
the reason I'm saying that is because if you take a look at languages, culture, and the very first event I went to was that you guys put on was the Haitian. So the diaspora for the Haitians who speak French, they were settled or colonized or brought to that area by the French. So Portuguese, of course, would be Brazil, right? So that's where we started.
Right.
And then, so anyway, I just wanted to point that out. So
Yeah. No, I mean, you can't help it. And that's the thing. That is both the beautiful and the painful, and sometimes, let's be honest, the ugly
yes,
story
Right.
about the African continent.
right,
You can never be on the straight and narrow. There's so many diversions, so many detours, and that's it.
Right.
You have to honor that.
yeah.
Wow.
I appreciate so much what you do because you bring it together with your organization and your events, and you focus on a particular diaspora. And that's so amazing to me because you learn by just going to those events.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And going back a little backwards in my story, I remember going to Suburban Park my very first day. I was so
Okay.
excited. And it was and it is a predominantly black school. So I saw all these brown children, black and brown children, many of them who looked like me.
Right.
So in my childhood's naivety, I thought, if they look like me, they must speak like me. So English is my fifth language.
Wow.
So I began with Chi, which is the predominantly spoken indigenous language in Ghana, and they looked at me just like with your head
Yes.
cocked, look, they're like,
It's
what?
on the game, yeah.
So then I tried Ewe, which I believe is my first language, my mother's language. Nope. Then Dangbe, my father's, nope. Ga, nothing. And so finally, I resorted to English, and then they started laughing. What? What are you saying? I said, I'm speaking English just like you. No, you're not. So they have the southern twang, and a lot of it with the urbanized, slang underneath. And I have the British, heavily accented, African accented British English going. And we were speaking the same language, but it was difficult for us to understand each other.
Different dialects.
Yeah. So not only do we have the linguistic or dialectical difference, but then now we have the cultural difference. Because when they found out I was from Africa, oh boy, bring out the jokes. Oh, how did you get here? Did you swim? Did you live in trees?
Yeah,
Did you live with lions and tigers and blah, blah? And I said, well, we lived in Accra, which is the capital city. I've never seen a lion or a tiger. As a matter of fact, I never saw a lion or a tiger until I went to the zoo.
Yeah.
We lived in an apartment, all this stuff. But I'm saying all of this now because it's the same.
Yes.
We've
Yeah.
been here for 43 years.
Yes.
Nothing has changed.
Yeah. I never really thought about it. And you just made me think about one of the things that I appreciate about my mother is that she would do things that were outside the box. We actually had a exchange student stay with us
Nice.
from, I think she was from Ghana, right? I was so young.
Wow.
So my mother made sure I had a lot of experiences, which it comes across with me doing this, what I do. But I never looked at it, I never joked to anyone from Africa. And that's
Thank
probably
you.
why, because I've actually lived with someone who's actually from Africa.
Well, on behalf of all the African immigrant children who came here and were called African booty scratchers, we thank you.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's what did that, obviously you weren't happy with that. Are you seeing any type of I'm sure after you've gone into schools and you've done the events, things began to change.
Yes.
So that's a lot of your inspiration and your motivation. And I was taking a look at some of your videos where you were teaching dance in the middle schoolers and the high schoolers in Churchland, right? And part of the videos, there were brown people, there were white kids, and
Yes.
they were enjoying it and they were
Yes.
experiencing it.
Yes.
And so if you're just touching a few people, you're changing things because hopefully that'll multiply.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's part of your inspiration.
Oh, thank you. Well, the work we do, yes, it's Afrocentric.
Yes.
And we believe in being very authentic. You know, we go to great lengths. But we are also 100% convinced and insistent on the fact that it's for everyone.
I think so.
It's for everyone.
Yeah.
The biggest reason is because everyone took part in Africa's supposedly demise. Everybody benefited from that. So everybody has to be a part of the solution as well.
Yes.
And the first part of that solution is education and communication. If I'm going to take only a certain group of people and edify them with the materials, the resources that we have, I don't think that's going to be successful.
Right.
If
Yeah.
everyone has access to it, then that information is disseminated faster
Correct.
and on a larger scale. And that's what we're doing. And going into these schools, some of them, yes, some of the groups we have are all African American children. Great.
Yeah.
But they also have friends who are not African American. They may have family members who are
Yeah.
not African American. But because of us, then they go home, they go into their communities, wherever they go, and they're able to share this information without even knowing it.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the power that we have in the resources that we're able to share.
Yeah. So, talk about the challenges that you encountered developing the alliance in the
One of
early
the
days.
Yes, one of the biggest challenges were well, why? Why do we need it? Okay, you need it because Africa is the source of all civilization and humans. And to this day, as I had shared with you from when I was a baby, when I was a child in this country to now, people really don't understand what Africa is, what being an African is.
Yes.
So that's why.
Yeah.
Number two, the millions of people, not only in this part of our state and country, but all across the country and honestly the world, who were taken from the continent of Africa
Right.
without their permission.
Yes.
And therefore, not only were they kidnapped physically, but they were kidnapped from their culture.
Right. I have no idea about
No
my-
idea.
I know what percentage I am of West African or North African, but I have no idea where it is, what country it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there are the people who are of African descent who said, I'm not African. I'm not African American. Don't include me in this.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what you were just saying. It's Africa is the cradle of civilization. And after I did the DNA test, started looking into it more. And so I don't think everybody realizes that everybody actually has DNA from that continent.
Yes.
And because of that, every other race
Is African.
every other race is African. And being an African, which I don't think people understand, you can get every other race from the African DNA
Correct.
and that there is in the world. And you can't get it from any other DNA.
Mm-hmm.
So,
The mitochondrial
yes.
DNA, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's needed. Yeah, it's what you're doing is needed, and I can see the backlash or the pushback because that's not how we've been taught.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and it's actually something that people want to actually erase. So let's talk about what's been, you're working with the African Cultural Education, and that's a part of TACA, which is the Tidewater African Cultural Alliance. What's unique about you bringing the African culture and education to local schools, and how many schools are you in now in this area?
Okay.
I read that. I want you to tell. I want everybody to hear you tell.
All right. Well, I will tackle the first part of your question. So the African Cultural Education, or ACE, with TACA, we go into a school and we're there for the school year. Typically beginning October, ending April, May, June, depending on the school. And we bring one country at a time.
Okay.
Usually one country takes 6 to 8 weeks, depending on if there's school closures, whatever, and the content. So we will stick with that one country. We talk about the culture. They learn a little bit of vocabulary and phrases from the language, the majority non-European language that's spoken. Then if it's elementary age, we add a storytelling/citizenship component. And that's African Story Time, which came about during the pandemic when we were shut in and the kids weren't allowed to go to school. My son was in his last semester or last half of his senior year, and I remembered my childhood in Ghana, where whenever we would visit our aunt, and she was the oldest of my mother's side, she would pull all the kids together and she would tell us a story, a fable, like an Aesop fable type. And we were responsible in identifying the lesson or the allegory. So I used that, then I added the languages, I added a little bit of culture because we're outside of Africa, and then I added dance. So especially here and the demographic we work with, a lot of the kids identifying the moral of the story helps them with behavioral issues. And just being together with other kids doing the program also elevates their socio-emotional needs. And then, of course, we have the dance, which is almost always their favorite part because it puts everything together.
Yes.
And we generally ask them, we always begin before to find out what they know about the target country. I would say 9 times out of 10, they know nothing. But then when we're done, we get anywhere from 87 to 97% knowing much more about the country. Their ability to make friends is easier. They get along with their teachers better. They feel better about themselves. And they want to visit said country.
Okay.
So I was driving over here, I was like, I know he's going to ask me how many schools we've been in. I don't remember because it's been 5 years now.
Okay.
It's so many.
What I read, it said 5 Hampton Roads schools that you have programs in.
Currently. Yes.
But you've been to a lot of different schools with these programs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason why
And they're in the Hampton Roads area, is that
yes.
correct? Okay.
Actually,
outside of...
We've also been to Alexandria.
Okay.
Alexandria Libraries has booked us. Ooh, and then we were also recently in King and Queen County.
Okay.
In Virginia. So that's the reason why I don't remember the exact numbers. Sometimes they're in libraries. Sometimes it's in an amalgamation of several schools for one program. But we have been in the schools. We've been in libraries. We've done assemblies. It's a lot that we've done.
Right.
But what I'm really excited about is that we have worked with a curriculum team from ODU, and they've developed and created the curriculum for us so that we can scale this and take it not only to other schools, but eventually statewide, nationally. Yeah. So we're going to reach a whole lot more people than we have in the past 5 years than we've been doing this. I know the way we structured it, and specifically through the Hampton Roads Community Foundation, where they supported it financially with a 50% match, is on a 3-year grant. We're able to collect data and work with kids for 3 years. So the latest 3-year data that I have is we touched 193 kids. And just as I told you, we began from knowing nothing to then later knowing a lot more, being able to say phrases in Zulu, Chi, Swahili, what else? I'm missing one more. Yoruba. So those are 4 different countries I've told you about. Those are the public schools. Once a month, we also go to Cape Henry, and we just began a 5th year with them. They always ask us to come back. We work with the entire 5th graders, and their biggest thing is the cultural sensitivity, because they are more of the elite crowd or class, and some of these kids are not exposed to, yeah.
That was going to be my next. So, my next question, how has it influenced the area? And the Hampton Roads, it's the diaspora. I really didn't really start focusing on that until I ran into the TACA organization and performing.
Yes.
So how do you select the diaspora that you're going to focus on? And then what has been the impact, like you're saying, in those particular schools?
Yeah. Well,
Can you tell us that?
yes, excuse me. The way the whole thing began, because for a long time it was just me. So,
Do you still speak those languages? I just want to add, before I forget.
oh yeah, I
still
speak 10
speak-
languages fluently.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and I don't speak English with my parents or my sister.
Okay, so you have a background in teaching, and
It's natural.
okay, it's natural.
Yeah.
Okay, and performing arts. Okay, so that. What else would your background be? Is it language?
Yeah. Languages.
Okay,
Yeah,
language.
I've been a federal level interpreter and translator.
Okay,
And so the reason why I say it's natural is because even all the way back in grad school at the Manhattan School of Music, when I was getting my master's in classical voice performance, the school asked for me and paid me to be a language tutor to all the other singers. So that began for me a way to really capitalize on my unusual linguistic gift. And I was tutoring students in Italian, Spanish, French, German, diction, and then they would also somehow oh, are you okay? Somehow word got out, and I remembered I also was a tree translator for a Ghanaian boy that had come in, and they were having issues with communication in New York City. So that began my experience with not only interpretation and translation, but also teaching. And I just kept it. At some point I taught, oh, this is funny. I taught voice at the Governor's School of Music in the early 2000s, and now I'm teaching African dance.
same school.
Same school.
That's awesome.
And then the voice department is also whispering in my ear. I'm like, wait, one department at a time. And then I also have a theater background. I did lots of musical theater, even a little bit of straight theater, no singing or dancing. So I have a very diverse liberal arts background, and I'm one of these people I love to keep learning. You can never know enough. We don't use enough of the brain power with which we were born.
Right.
So I try and use more and more of it and develop more and more of it, because literally use it or lose it. And it's the same with languages.
Yes. Yeah. So let's talk about, how do you select the
Yes.
diaspora that you're going to focus on. And so when was the last one that the event, what was the last event, first of all?
Well, we had our gala.
The gala, okay.
Before that, and the gala we had during.
Is that a combination of African countries at the gala? Talk about that, because I wanted to go. I had an event. I couldn't make it.
It's okay. It was our first one.
Okay.
So it was a learning experience for all of us as well, but it was very successful. And we ended up having over 20 different countries represented
Awesome.
in that room.
Okay.
And I don't remember going to an event like that where you feel the positivity and the happiness. People were literally happy to be there, to learn about one another, to talk to one another. And we created these placemats, these country placemats.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we had 14 tables. Each table represented a country.
Yeah.
And so for each seat, there were 8 seats, you have a placemat representative of that country. Of course, it tells you the capital, the year of independence, if it's not Ethiopia, some fun facts about it, and then there was a QR code where you could learn more.
Oh, that's awesome.
So at some point, people were going from table to table taking pictures of the
Yeah.
placemats.
What I like about the events, you actually have dress, and there usually tends to be the older ladies like to dress. Did you, in that event, which you did with the gala, were they all different?
Oh, yes.
Dressed from each, they were dressed differently from each country. I bet you that was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to start sharing the photos and videos.
Yeah.
Everything is, the color is just, oh
Yeah,
my
it's very
gosh.
colorful.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So that one, we have done 2 different African Diaspora Heritage Month, which is September events. And then we decided, you know what, we should just from now on do our gala during that month in place of that event, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's bringing everyone from the diaspora together. And how do we select the country? To be honest with you, it depends on who we know. It depends on our network. So, and I guess the communities that are already here. So the very first one was a broader one. Then we thought, okay, we've introduced it. Let's focus on one country. We decided to do Kenya, and I truly cannot tell you why. I don't remember the decision-making process.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But then after Kenya, we did Nigeria because we have a large Nigerian population here.
Okay.
There are, I think, anywhere from 4 to 6 different Nigerian organizations in Hampton
Really?
Roads.
Okay.
Yes. So we elicited their help. It was great. We did it at the public library. Then after that, we did Ethiopia. And we collaborated with TCC because one of their staff, actually they have more than one staff member who's from Ethiopia or has a connection to Ethiopia. But at that time, we had a member whose husband is Ethiopian. So that was easy. Then the next year, we thought, you know what? We keep talking about the diaspora. Let's show the diaspora. So then we decided Haiti because it was the first Black republic. And then there's a strong Haitian contingency here.
Yeah.
Then
I'm going to cut you off.
no worries.
It's kind of funny because I went to that several years ago when you had it, and then started watching the Black Panther, and then his wife moved to Haiti, and his son was born in Haiti. I was like, oh, okay. So it gave me a little more awareness. I knew about Haiti, but I did not. I don't know if I just didn't put it together.
Most people don't.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But that caused me to have a little bit more awareness. So then I started studying about Haiti, and
Good.
yes.
Good.
So it's your influence on me. So.
Well, we
okay.
hear that a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't know about so and so until you shared, and now I'm obsessed.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
So let's talk about the representation of art in our museums and the climate now where it's trying. We have an active movement to remove culture. What is you feel like your importance now with introducing the diaspora, various cultures, and then African, the what's Africa's given to the world? How do you feel about that right now?
Wow. Oh my.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Okay.
That's a lot to unpack. I will try my best.
Okay.
I just want to make the statement. Without culture, you have nothing. Culture is a signature of a civilization.
Right.
Culture is not threatening. Culture, literally, if you bought a black and white book, coloring book, if you don't color it, it's a black and white coloring book. When you start coloring it, you're adding culture.
Right.
You're coloring civilization, okay, when you have culture. So whether it's fabric that Africa is known for, beautiful, bold, geometric, different prints, patterns, no other culture can put together prints and colors like the African civilization. I don't care if it's north, south, east, central. In the north, you have the Berber fabrics or Amazigh, the indigenous people of the Maghreb and their contributions. In the west, you have Kente, Ashoke, oh my God, the Zauli fabric, so many things. In the south, you have the Shweshwe. Angola, you have the Samakaka. Kitenge in Kenya. I can go on and on.
Yeah.
But when I say those words, mudcloth, they evoke a specific image that takes you right there,
Gotcha.
right? You don't have to really think about it. There's no negativity. If anything, I think it brings a smile to your face, your soul, your heart.
Right.
So why do you want to take that away?
Right.
You want to take it away because you feel threatened.
Yeah.
No one is here to threaten you. There are also a huge number of people who need access to that for many, many different reasons. Actually, for the exact reason why you feel threatened. You feel threatened because you feel that having the African culture accessible to everyone, specifically those from whom it has been deprived, then will threaten your peace of mind and your stability and everything that you think you and your ancestors have worked for. Well, many of our ancestors, all we have, which is a lot, are those things that I'm talking about. So taking that away from us takes away from the whole world, because the whole world uses that. If you look at designers, Louis Vuitton, his trademark, that's from Africa.
Yeah.
All these different things, the world has benefited from it. We're not asking to benefit from it and therefore make you lose money. We're just asking for you to leave it alone. Let it be. Let us honor it. Let us celebrate it as is due.
Right.
That's it.
Gotcha.
No one is declaring war. No one is coming to your home to try and take anything. So I personally don't understand the issue. Okay? So that's one aspect. Now, there are those who say they are owed monetarily reparations because of everything that has happened with the transatlantic slave trade. I'm not here to argue yes or no. I'm not even going to touch on that. But maybe that is the reason for this call for the cultural whitewashing that is trying to take place in this country. Will they ever succeed? No. It's not going to happen. They can try. Will they fully succeed? No. The world will not let it. The world, how can you go around eating chocolate and not acknowledge Africa? The world's best chocolate is from Africa. Côte d'Ivoire is the number 1 producing country of chocolate. Ghana is number 2. Gold, Ghana. Diamonds, Botswana. South Africa. There's also some in Ghana. I can go on and on.
Farming, rice.
Coltan. I mean, let's keep going. You know?
Music.
So, music. Specifically polyrhythm.
Rock.
Rock.
Blues. Jazz.
R&B.
Hip-hop.
Obviously, Afrobeats. Afro house, Amapiano, all the latest things. Go ahead. Try and take that stuff away. It won't happen.
Right.
It's too ingrained, whether we acknowledge it or not. They are too ingrained within our Western cultures.
Right. Yes. So, Dr. King, one of the people I like to say, we're all connected.
Do you know he was at the first 6 March, or Ghana's Independence Day celebration?
I did not. I thought I knew a lot about him, but I didn't know about that. I know he traveled to Africa and Vietnam, and that's when he realized that we're all interconnected. And that's when he started having a change of mind. I had no idea, though.
Yes, he was there for 6 March 1957. And when he came back, he wrote a letter to the governor of Alabama saying if our brothers and sisters on the Gold Coast, as it was called then, can get themselves liberated, surely we can get the Civil Rights Act to become a reality.
Right.
This is 7 years before the fact.
Right.
So he was inspired by that. Kenneth Kaunda from Zambia, he came to the U.S. and he also met with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Thurgood Marshall traveled to Kenya and wrote the constitution of the new country, Kenya. He went twice. The first time they came, they asked him to help them establish their constitution. Then they invited him again, and he wrote before he died that Kenya is his home country.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. One of the things I want to talk about, I did attend a fashion show recently, and the best designer as the African influenced the colors. So I think everybody that was with me will probably agree with that. So
Yeah.
there's a few people. So what kind of upcoming projects do you have?
You know what? I will talk about it. I usually don't like to talk about these things
You don't
until...
have to. You can just give us a brief summary. How's that?
Well, I can tell you that in February, the Afrobeats Fest is coming back.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we've been doing it every 2 years. This is the second? I think it's the second skip, and then second year, and then I think from 2026 on, it'll be annual, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, that's coming back. We have a major star who's going to be headlining the concert. So this year, next year, or this iteration, what we're doing is a little different. So each year we grow bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Last year we had just under 1,200 people. This upcoming time, we're sure we're going to at least double that.
Yeah.
We're going to bring middle and high schoolers on the campus of Virginia Wesleyan to take free dance workshops with internationally renowned artists. Then they get a visit from the admissions office. Then Saturday at a high school, which is so exciting, we're going to have a community Afrobeats experience. And there's going to be a Ghana room, Nigeria room, documentary going, and then a dance workshop going, and of course food and vendors. So people are going to be broken up into groups, and it's, you're going to be rotating the whole day. And then we're going to finish it off with an hour and a half dance competition.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we're going to give cultural scholarships to the winners, and the top 3 teams, they get to perform with a headliner that night in the concert.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Looking forward to it. One of the aspects that I've noticed that you incorporate in these events are lots of times I've gone and you've had mental health professionals. Where did that come from, and why do you think that's important to do that?
Well, I'm making a blanket statement. I'll say it. Anyone of African descent is mentally impacted.
Okay.
Whether consciously, subconsciously, whether we know it or not, we are. Because of the collective experiences that we have lived through, whether on the continent, in the diaspora, in this country, the Caribbean, Europe, Asia, whatever, there are certain patterns of behavior that regardless of where you were born, you experience it because of the color of your skin. And that is a result of what our ancestors have had to experience in order for us to be here. So at the end of the day, we all have some mental trauma to unpack, analyze, and then move forward. That said, we are the one demographic that hates the term mental health or mental wellness. We hear it and we run the other direction.
Right.
So we're doing it.
It's changing, but
it is changing.
yes,
it is changing.
I definitely agree with you.
Yeah, and I have to give it up to Nigeria. They have mental health clinics that are apart from hospitals in their country. Have you ever
that's
heard of
awesome.
such a thing?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's anyway. So there's that. They're doing an amazing job for that one. So ever since our existence, and one of our founding members and board members is a mental health professional. So we began with let me go back. We began in May with Mental Health Awareness Month, having a discussion. Then the following year, we did it in July, BIPOC, or Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. Then since then, thanks to the Hampton Roads Community Foundation, we've been able to have monthly discussions on various topics. And it's amazing when we all come together and we would say something and, oh my gosh, you do that in Kenya? Well, we do that in Trinidad.
Yeah.
We say this. And so there's healing in not only getting to share your story, but also finding that, whoa, we are alike. We are from the same place.
Right.
So let's really work together and work toward coming together.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They go hand in hand.
Okay. I agree. Tell us where we can find you, what you need as far as help is concerned, and any of the platforms or we can use to get in contact with you.
All right. I'm going to address the help first because I want to finish with you all remembering how you can get in touch.
Okay.
So we always need volunteers. 100%. We need volunteers at events. We need volunteers. Also, we're trying to build capacity and grow our organization. So we are looking for people who are highly skilled and or trained in specific skills that can help us to grow. So admin, things like that. Programs helping. We currently do not have a physical location. So if someone had a physical location that they were able and willing to donate, we'll take it.
Okay.
And then the final thing is where to find us. Visit our website, which has a lot of information and resources. Just keep clicking. TACA, T as in Tom, A as in Apple, C as in cat, A as in Apple. Our area code 757, the numbers, .org. We're also on Instagram, TACA757, Facebook, TACA757, LinkedIn, Tidewater African Cultural Alliance, TikTok, Tidewater_Afro, and YouTube. So just do a search, you will find us. There's always a way to get in touch with us on any of those platforms. So, but if all else fails and you want to go the old-fashioned way, you can give us a call, 757-777-1564.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in and just enlightening us. It's been a pleasure. And I'm looking forward to the events coming up.
Thank you.
All right. There we have it. That concludes today's episode of Listen Up. We'll catch you next time on Listen Up.